Hey everybody, this is your math teacher. Today we are going to talk about chapter 4, that is multiplication. In this chapter we are going to learn many things about multiplication. How to multiply one digit, or how to multiply two digit by two digit, or how to multiply three digit or more. So first I'm gonna start 4.1 multiplying by 10, 100,000. So before I start, I want to remind you, when you multiply two numbers, you get a result, right? So one number one, when you multiply, we know from the multiplication table. So when you multiply two number, so we call this kind of number factor. The factor means you multiply together to get another number. So another number is product. As you know, 8 times 3 is equal to 24. 24 is the product, so I mean result. 8 and 3, they are the factor. So now we have rule to multiply a number, any digit number, by 10, 100 or 1000. So before I explain results, before I explain the rule, so I want to show you some examples about that. 28 times 10. So how can we multiply them easily? First of all, how many zeros you have for all numbers at the end? First of all, let's look at this one. How many zeros? 1. So now I close the 1. So what number is left? 1. 1 times 28 is equal to, so we know any digit number by 1, any digit number, 2 digit or 3 digit number by 1 itself. 28 times 1 is equal to 28. So how many zeros? As you see, how many zeros I closed? 1. I bring 1 zero to the end. Your answer is 280. Okay, now let's look at more questions. 145 times 100. So what was the rule? I close the zeros at the end of the number. I close it. What number is left? 1. So can you multiply 145 by 1? Yeah. So what number make? 145. Okay, now let's look at this one. How many zeros I close? As you see, I bring 2 zeros at the end. So, okay, from right to left, after 3 digits, we'll put comma to read the number easily. So what number is this? 14,500. Okay, now let's look at this one. 350 times 10. First of all, what was the rule? The rule says you how many zeros you have. Close those zeros, number of the zeros at the end of the numbers. All number. So if I close the first one, it's not enough for you. So you have another zeros at the end for another number. So now what number is left? 35 and 1. 35 times 1 is equal to, as you know, 39. 35 times 1 is equal to 35. Now, how many zeros we have at the end of the number? So we have 2 zeros, right? I bring them here. So now 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, comma. So the answer is 3,500. Okay, now the one thing is left. So now let's look at this one. How many zeros we have at the end of the numbers? Just at the end. So can we accept this? No, because it's in the middle. So just I look at this kind of number. So 206 times 1 is equal to 206. As you know, how many zeros I closed? 3. I bring 3 zeros at the end. So 1, 2, 3, comma. So then we can read the number to 106,000. So now it's time to practice more. So there is a little bit different questions. These are 115 times any another number, but we don't know yet. So we find them unknown. There is a missing. And 100, the result is 115,000. So first of all, how can we solve this kind of question? Let's look at the known factor. 115 is a known factor. So can you find 115 in the results from the left side? Yeah, 115. Is there any problem? Yeah. So now we close them. When you find it, you close them. So what number is left? 3 zeros. So the factor must be, so could have just 3 zeros with 1. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Okay, now let's look at another kinds of question. No, same kinds of question. 205 one of the factors. So can you find 205 in the result? From the left, yeah, 205. Do you find it? Okay, so what number is left? So just 0 is left, right? The factor could have 0 with 1. Am I right, guys? Yeah, I am writing here just 1 with 1. Just 1, 0 with 1. Now let's look at another kinds. So we have 100 as a factor. And we have result 3700. So first of all, in your factor number, so how many zeros you have? How many zeros you have? You look at this. You look at this. 2 zeros you have, right? So now can you clean 2 zeros in the result at the end? Yes. So what number is left? Just 37, right? I am writing just 37. Okay, if you want, we can check them. 37 times 2 zeros with 1 is equal to 307. 3700. Now let's look at the last one. The last one is yes, we have 1000 with 3 zeros, right? First of all, we close it. How many zeros did I close? I close from the result at the end of the number, so 3. So what number is left? 558. So now we can write 558. Okay, that's it. Now let's look at some kinds of questions to understand well. So check yourself. So this page is in your book. So now open your book. Okay. So for example, the first one, second one, third one. So it's solved for you. So now you don't need any solved problem because you have teacher math. Okay, now let's look at 53 times 10. So 53 times 10, how can we write it? So 53 times 10. First of all, 53. How many 10? So just I am writing here tens. Then how can we multiply them? As you know, how many zeros first? You close it. 1 times 53 is equal to 53. Then how many zeros did I close? As you know, 1 0. I will bring 1 0 and that's it. Now let's look at another one. This kind of question is written as a vertical form. I want to choose one of them, then I multiply. For example, I choose this kind of question. So first you have 3 zeros and you have 1 and you have 26. First of all, I close it. How many zeros you have? Doesn't change the rule. How many zeros you have? First you have 3 zeros. Then what number is left? Just 1. 1 times 26 is equal to 26. How many zeros did I close first? 3. 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay, now let's look at find the missing number. So I want to solve one of them. Okay, first I want to solve C. Okay, so one of the factor is 654. So can you find 164 in the results? Yeah, 654. So just one number is left. So what number is that? 0. So in your another factor must be just 0 with 1. That's it, guys. Now let's look at another page. So it was home activity. Complete the multiplication table as in the example. So there is a sign. So multiplication sign. So it says so you multiply two numbers, that is from up then down. So from up to down, then from left to right. I want to choose, for example, 60. For example, 5. So I bring the arrow at some point, then I multiply them. 60 times 5 is equal to, first I close the 0. 6 times 5 is equal to 30. How many zeros did I close? It was just one number, that is 0. So it could be 300. Okay, now let's look at another number. I bring this one. So we have 9. I bring this one to 100 times 9. First of all, we close 2 zeros. So just one number is left, 1. 1 times 9 is equal to 9. Then how many zeros did I close? As you know, how many zeros was that? 2 zeros. That's it. Now let's look at another page. Find the missing numbers to complete the pyramid with the factors of the number below. Complete each number to 100. So first you find 100 from these pyramids. How can you get 100 from 100 by multiply? So just one number is left. Just one number is correct. So what number is that? Any number. So how can you get one number by you multiply itself? Just one? Yeah. So if you have 2, how can you get 100 by 2 by multiply? So just 50. How can you get 100 from 25 from multiplication? Just 4. Then how can you get? It must be 5. Now let's look at this one. Complete each number to 24. So easy. So because it's coming from multiplication table. How can you get 24 from 6? 4. How can you get 24 from 8? 3. How can you get 24 from 12? 2. How can you get 24 from 24? It means 1. Okay, now let's look. Exercise, the first exercise. These are all the same kinds of questions. Just I want to solve one of them. So, first of all, let's look at this one. 106 times 10. How many zeros we have at the end? Not in the middle, not. At the end, just 1 0. So, one number is left, that is 1. 1 times 106 is equal to 106. So, now is not finished yet. First of all, we close the 1 zeros, I bring it at the end. So 1, 2, 3, comma. So the answer is 1060. Now let's look at the question. Find the missing number. First of all, I wanna look at this kind of question. So we have one of the factor is 100. So first of all, first of all, look this one. How many zeros do you have from one of the factors? 2 zeros. So can you clean 2 zeros at the end of the result? Yeah, like that. So what number is left? 26. So the answer could be 26. So do multiplications and write true or false. So we know in multiplication, so on the left and on the right numbers changeable. So for example, 3 times 5, 5 times 3. 1 times 6, 6 times 5. So, okay, so for example, 2 times 4 times 6. 6 times 6 times 4, 4, 2, 2. Are they same? Yes, you put true. Okay, now let's look at different one. So, 3, okay, 3, 3. So, is there any 25? No. Is there any 5 or is there any 4? No, so you put false. That's enough to understand. Now let's look at the next one. Question. So yeah, we have word problems. It's a little bit different to understand. A truck. Let's look at the first question. A truck travels 56 kilometers in 1 day on the average. Just for 1 day. So if it travels for 10 days in a month, how far does it travel each month on the average? So if you drive a car in a 1 day, so 56 kilometers, so what about 10 days? Of course you multiply 56 times 10 is equal to, so we have easy way to multiply them, right? So because I didn't teach you the hard way as a vertical form, if you have the more digit number, so easy way. How many zeros you have at the end? Just one number 0, that is, so now we can multiply others. 56 times 1 is equal to 56, then I bring 0 at the end, the answer is 560. Now let's look at another one. A bus has an average speed of 85 kilometers 1 hour, an hour. For just 1 hour, 58 kilometers. The bus takes 10 hours to travel from one city to another. So, find the distance between. So, distance between two cities. So, how many kilometers from one city to another city? We'll find this, right? So, first of all, for 1 hour, 85 kilometers. So for 10 hours, how many kilometers we find them? Okay, first you multiply. As you know, we close it. How many zeros you have at the end? So first of all, I write it. Sorry, it's my mistake. Like that. So what number is that? Just 1. So 1 means I multiply 85 by 1, 85. Then I bring another zeros, closing zeros at the end. So the answer could be 850 and 50. Okay, now let's look at question 3. Jamil's grandfather bought a computer for $980. Find the price of computer in cents. Is writing something $1 is 100 cents. So first of all, how can we find it? For $980. So if $1 100 cent, so $980 must be more, right? Yes, must be more. So $980. So to get the answer, you multiply by 100. So now listen, we have rule. So the rule says you how many zeros we have at the end. Now let's find it this one. 1 0 from here, 1 0 from here, 1 0 from here. How many zeros? We have 3 zeros, right? First I multiply the others. 98 times 1, 98. How many zeros I closed first? 1, 2, 3. I am writing here 1, 2, 3. Also you put comma. Okay, so it could be cents. 98,000 cents. Okay, now let's continue. So we have multiple choices. A clothing factory uses 2,876 buttons every day. How many buttons are used in 10 weeks? So what should we do first? First try to understand every day 2,256. How many buttons are used in 10 weeks? First of all, we find in 10 weeks. So we know, so for 1 week, how many days we have? 7 days. So first of all, we know for one day, for every day, it says every day. So can you find for 1 week? Yeah, you multiply by 7. 2,276 times 7. 6 times 7 is equal to 42. Then 2 comes down for circle. 7 times 7 is equal to 49. 49 plus 4 is equal to 46 times 7 is equal to 42. 2 brings down 4, make a circle. 7 times 7 is equal to 49. Then 53. I am writing 53. 3 comes down. 5, make a circle. 2 times 7 is equal to 14. 14 plus 5 is equal to 19. I am writing 19. So 9 comes down. 1, make a circle. 7 times 2 is equal to 14 plus 1, 15. Okay, now my answer is 15,932 just for 1 week. So what I do if I want 10 weeks? I multiply 10 weeks. I mean 10 times 15,932. So what was the answer? So you close the number of the zeros at the end 1. So then you write your number 15. Also let's write 15932. Then I bring 0 at the end. So now 1 2 3 comma. So the answer could be 159,320. Your answer is B. So now we have solved the question like too many times. Now let's pass it. So the question 3, question 4, question 5, easiest them. Question 6, 7, 8. So question 7, 10. So okay, now I want to solve just one question is left. 102 times 1000. So we have rule. So the rule says how many zeros we have at the end, you close them. So can we close them? Yes. How many zeros? 1 2 3. So one number is left, that is 1. 102 times 1 is equal to 102. How many zeros I close? 3. I bring 1 2 3 comma. So the answer could be 102,000. So the answer is 3. So we have finished this chapter, that is 4.1. So see you next lesson. The next lesson is 4.2, multiplying by multiples of 10, 100 and 1000.